Well, we do have team coverage of this storm from the Triad to the mountains. Let's start with Amber Lake live in Asheville. Amber, it has been an absolute mess there.
Megan, saying it's a mess is an understatement for sure. I want to show you the mess that we have behind me. I'm out here on Tunnel Road, and you can see a tree just kind of gave way into the ground that it was on. It took down some power lines with it. This leads into the tunnel that goes to the other side that heads towards downtown Asheville, and this whole area is closed off to through traffic. I did just speak with a man who said that there's a lady trapped in her car up there on that road in between two different trees. He said he had to climb through and help her out, make sure she was okay. We're about to talk to him in just a little bit, but we've been seeing scenes like this all over Asheville today. We've seen down power lines, we've seen trees in the roadway. At one point, we saw multiple trees trying to get back to our hotel. We were in Biltmore Village earlier. If you were watching our earlier newscast and you saw the car that had made its way down in that area because of the heavy, strong floodwaters, it was just such a crazy sight to see the car being swept away like that because these waters are so strong. We saw some propane tanks that had been washed down the river. We did speak with a police officer who had warned us that propane tanks were floating down the river. There are two major rivers in this area that are set to crest tonight, so we're expecting these waters, these flood waters, to get even higher. A police officer also told us that there was a woman rescued from a car that was stuck in that floodwaters as well. I can imagine that there have been multiple rescues since this event started early this morning. Now, on our way back to the hotel just a little while ago, there were some people driving through floodwaters. We actually had to find an alternate route because we couldn't get to our hotel. Of course, the power out is out over there. We have power out all throughout Asheville, and I talked to a man who is staying in that hotel. He said that he came into town from Montreal with his wife. He came into town to watch his son play football, and he woke up to no power and looked outside and just saw chaos.
Asheville is real. It really hit Asheville. So I'd say stay safe, careful for trees and power lines, and look out for the sun tomorrow.
Since early this morning, we've had constant alerts coming out on our phones, flash flooding alerts, people telling, officials telling us to stay where we are and not to go anywhere unless it's an emergency. We've been hearing sirens all throughout Asheville. Again, these emergency response teams, they are out. They are responding to these calls where people are injured or they're trapped. And again, we just want to tell you, if you are in an area where there are flooded waters, if you do have downed trees like you see behind me, don't try to walk through them. We've seen a lot of people walk through the tunnel. That's not smart. We have power lines here. You don't know if those power lines are still on or what the deal is with the cleanup situation. So make sure that you are just taking your time if you're out and about today and you're staying safe. Live in Asheville, Amber Lake, WFMY News 2.